Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This House now comes to session as we start with this debate on the proposition resolved that foreign investors can have prime ownership in schools here in the Philippines. And now let's welcome the two debating teams. We have the affirmative side. First, affirmative speaker, Kimberly Ikong. Second, affirmative speaker, we have Adam Calixton. Third, affirmative speaker, we have Clyde Flores. Fourth, affirmative speaker or rebuttalist, we have Camille Muniez. And now let's have the negative side. First speaker, Josephus Montialto. Second speaker, Brendo Abukay. Third speaker, Carissa Antiporda. And we have rebuttalist, Angelo Martinez. Now let's come to the session of the first batch of speeches. We have the first affirmative speaker for her 5-minute constructive speech, Kimberly Ikong.
Hello. If you want an excellent education, then grab the chance of innovation. Moderator, Board of Judges, my dear opponents, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We, on the affirmative side, strongly adhere to the proposition resolved that foreign investors can have prime ownership to schools established in the Philippines. I, as the first constructive speaker, will intensify our contention and the needs to the said proposition. Our second constructive speaker will lay down the facts to solidify our contention. Our third speaker will satisfy you with the benefits one can having foreign investors as prime ownership in schools. And lastly, our rebuttal speaker will give you the draft and summary of our contention, as well as the fallacies that commit with our beloved opponents. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the Philippine Institute for Development Studies, once the aliens invest business for any establishment here in the Philippines, it is a big help for us because first, our poverty. Why? It will be lessen the poverty status and there will be more employment. If there is an increase in employment, our economy will grow. If our economy will grow, our economy will be considered as progressive and the progress in our nation can be no swifter than our progress in education. The human mind is our fundamental resource. It is significant to know that countries that have experienced growth in trade and investment correspondingly achieve faster economic growth. For some of these countries, trade growth has played a critical role in supporting rapid growth in income, making progress in reducing poverty. And here are my contention to the needs of affairs to the proposition. First, advanced technology. Foreign are more sophisticated than us, so we can learn things from them, like the high technologies, and for that we could add on the knowledge of interesting parties like Filipino and foreign. Second, more opportunities in working abroad. Since they are from the foreign land, we can help us in looking for after graduation. Third, advance of culture shock. Elimination of ignorance of the culture of foreign land and the resulting from losing familiar signs and symbols of social intercourse. And lastly, more information on foreign languages. We will learn more about certain language when the speaker are native of that country, and with the help of this, we can easily communicate foreign investors. Therefore, foreign investors are more advanced in technology that if they will be prime owners of schools here, they will be bringing with them the technology that is present in our country. Once again, good morning. And now I'm ready for the interpellation.
Interpellation, the first affirmative speaker by the first negative speaker.
Good morning. Are you aware that most of the Filipinos could not afford high standard education?
Yes. Oh, wait. Can I go for a while, sir?
Proceed to my next question. Are you aware that of the Article 4 in Section 4 of the Philippine Constitution?
No.
Are you aware that most of the Filipinos cannot afford standard education, high standard education?
Yes.
And are you aware that of the Article 4 in Section 4 of the Philippine Constitution?
No.
So, are you aware that religious groups and mission boards are not exempted?
Yes.
And are you aware that foreign investors can get 40% of the capital of the business they establish here in the Philippines?
No.
Thank you. So,
Thank you.
Now let's welcome the first negative speaker for his 5-minute constructive speech, Josephus Monte Alto.
education is more than gold or any wealth that the world may produce that we can own forever. Friends, classmates, teachers, my dear opponents, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I, Josephus Monte Alto, strongly oppose about the private ownership of the foreign investors of the school here in the Philippines. I am concerned about the status of the economy of our country and the foreign standardized education, which of course is expensive that Filipinos could not afford. Anyway, without necessarily such kind of education system, which these foreigners will implement to suit their needs, because by nature, Filipinos are talented and practical. Also, we have Filipino investors who can afford to establish and finance competitive education institutions. To mention a few, we have the Go family who owns the University of Cebu, J.W. School, and the Sarko family of Center for International Education. Likewise, if ever foreigners investors have the prime ownership of schools in the Philippines, it will be these foreigners who can benefit again and profit. Though they pay taxes to us, there is no guarantee that they pay the correct taxes due to us. Education is considered by government as one of its basic services. As basic services, it's primary responsibility of the government to offer or provide this service to the constituents. And if ever this will be in partnership with private individuals, this must be with the majority of the Filipinos. In fact, a separate article for education is provided for in 1987 Philippine Constitution for the control and administration of the educational institutions. Article 14 of 1987 Philippine Constitution entitled Education, Science, Technology, Arts, and Culture. Section 4, Paragraph 2, educational institutions other than those established by religious groups shall be owned solely by citizens of the Philippines or corporation or association at least 60% of the capital of which is owned by such citizens. The control and administration of the educational institution shall be vested in the citizens of the Philippines. Hence, I believe that prime ownership of the school institution shall be by Filipinos and not for foreigners. Thank you. And now, I'm ready for the interpellation.
Interpellation, the first negative by the first affirmative speaker for 3 minutes.
Good morning to you, my dear opponent.
Morning.
My first question. Are you aware that Philippines lacks technology and innovation?
No.
Then I could definitely say that you're not aware of the which are happening today.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you. Second question. Are you aware that foreign countries such as the United States are opulent in technology? No. So, come on, my dear opponent. It's obvious that you're on our side. Thank you, my moderator.
Thank you so much.